Mhm.
Welcome back to the Sonic Locker Room. This is Bill Althouse of Sideliner Sports, and we're celebrating our 18th year, bringing you the best and the brightest from Eastern Jackson County and the metro area. And it's always such a pleasure to visit with our good friend R.J. Newton, the boys basketball coach from St. Michael the Archangel. Over the weekend, his team defeated Harrisonville at Harrisonville, 71-53 for the district championship. They're now advancing in the postseason, going to take on Oak Grove at 6 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, at a neutral site, Green Valley High School. And RJ, you only have one opportunity to make a good first impression. And I still remember the first time we met, and I'm thinking, man, these guys that are playing for you are in great hands as players and individuals. You've continued a great culture in the basketball program, and, just how excited are you for your guys to be playing again Tuesday night?
I'm super excited. Being senior heavy this year, we have 6 seniors. Our biggest thing is us as a whole coaching staff have been saying all year, we just want to send them off the right way. And then it turned into them also where, one of our assistants, he asked them one day after practice, he's like, how do you guys want to be remembered? And, we have banners just like every other high school hanging in the gym and things like that. And it's like, you guys have won district championships. You guys have won tournaments. We've been all tournament. We have broken records, all that good stuff. I said, but how do you want to be remembered as a team when it's all said and done? And so we've pretty much had that on our mind the whole time. It's just, being remembered and sending us off the right way.
Oh, man, I love that. Basketball is such a great sport. I love Friday night football and then, jump right over into basketball. And we've had a lot of success across the board in Eastern Jackson County. I happened to be at Blue Springs South's basketball game where they defeated Columbia Battle in a 69-65 thriller. He has 9 seniors on that team, and Coach Smith told me that he has never had a moment where that has been a distraction. Everybody has embraced their role, and that's one reason they're so successful. How are you dealing with your 6 seniors?
It's been really good for us. I've also been lucky. I mean, these are super high character kids. I guess young men. They're all, about to go off and leave and go be adults. But, they're a great group of young men. Being able to talk about accountability from when I first got here 3 years ago, and those guys hold each other accountable at a high level now, it makes my job a lot easier. Being able to, have them, hey, you need to do this, or you need to cut back door, or you need to lift this way, and things like that. So it gets to a point where, they're teaching each other. They're also teaching the younger guys. Like, the culture within our program is all about accountability and family. And, what family doesn't have brothers who sometimes if they're older or they know something, why would your brother not want to help your brother? So it's been great on that end, actually.
Who are some of the young men who have made an impact this year?
It's funny because ours has been so different each game. We came into the season pretty much saying if we have 3 guys in double figures every night, we'll be in good shape. It started off with Phil Howard. Phil Howard's been the most consistent player on our team, start to finish. Leads us in scoring. I think he leads us in rebounds. If he doesn't, he's in second. His 3-point percentage is super high. I think he's one of the best assist guys. So to me, I think he's one of the better players in the Metro. I just think it gets hard because, people overlook St. Michael, but Philip Howard is a special young man. Michael Weiss has been really good throughout the playoffs. He's had 22 against Harrisonville in the championship game and was super, super aggressive and really good. And Josh Wheeler was as well. Josh Wheeler's been through some injuries throughout his high school career, but he's still been able to score over 1,000 points. He's still been able to lead. He's still been able to compete. And he's somebody that, is super special. And then Jackson Monty, who is, he's like a coach on the floor. he's one of those kids who when we're in practice, I'll be like, I'll ask someone a question, and he's always the one. They all know. I'll be like, phone a friend, and the first thing they do is look at Jackson. First thing they do is look at Jackson, and they know he has the answer every single time. And then just making a little bit of a change for a starting lineup. We actually started James Wilson, who, by any sense of the word, has been an amazing program kid. Played JV his first couple of years, and he being there senior year. Now he's starting towards the end of the season, and his energy, his effort, his willingness to be all of 6 feet tall and willing to guard whatever big and being aggressive and getting downhill and doing things like that. He's actually turned the tide of how we start games. So it's funny answering that question. It was super long-winded, but there's been impact guys, in moments and seconds and minutes and practices and different things like that throughout the season. And just being able to have these group of guys, I mean, their leadership has been amazing.
No, that answer was insightful. I love an answer where a coach goes into depth talking about each of the young men who have made an impact. What are some keys to success? What do you need to do Tuesday night at 6 p.m. out at Green Valley High School to keep the season alive against Oak Grove?
I think the biggest thing for us, and I've pretty much tried to drill this into our guys' heads, is just another basketball game. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, kids get caught up in, this is a big game, or this is a big moment, or this is a big whatever. This is just another basketball game. You guys have played in a bunch of basketball games. You guys have been blessed enough. I've been blessed enough to coach you for years. We're just going to be the best version of us that we can be. And, by the grace of God, that's all we can ask for. At the end of the day, we have to come out and defend at a high level because that's the expectation that I have no matter what. We have to come out and compete. That's an expectation I have no matter what. And we just got to be tough. If we do those three things, then usually we come out on the right side of the game. And if we don't come out on the scoreboard on the right side of the game, we can walk in the locker room and say we gave everything we had, and we can live with that.
Wow. In talking to some kids from South, every one of them said, man, I can't wait for practice on Monday. And one of them said, I couldn't have said that every day throughout the year, but now I'm ready. How eager are you for practice tonight?
So the funny thing for me is I actually love practice personally because I'm so particular and detailed and things like that I actually need practice so I can drill certain things into their head. But it's funny because after the game, we celebrated. They poured every bit of water they could find in that locker room on top of my head, which was perfectly fine with me. But but it was funny because I went around to some of our, those end of the bench guys and some of those guys who play baseball and things like that. And I'm like, well, sorry guys, we're going to extend this season a little longer. Y'all got to come to practice. Y'all got to come to practice a couple more days and hopefully a couple more weeks. But it's funny because it's now a thing where we've made those guys a scout team, but they're like, oh no, coach, we're excited. We love coming to practice. This is great. And it's funny because it's like, yeah, you definitely would have been saying that a couple months ago. But yeah. It's amazing to have a group from top to bottom that's just so bought in to what we're trying to do that it's it makes my job so much easier. I mean, my assistant coaches are watching film and bringing scouts, and I'm having them bring scouts, and hey, I'll send them my scout, and hey, change something if you need to, add something if you need to. Having a group of guys on our staff, the players, everybody's so locked in on the same thing that it's amazing.
At a school the size of St. Michael, how important is it to have those multi-sport athletes that, the baseball players, I'm sure they're ready to make the longest run they possibly can in basketball, even though their season's going to be starting right around the corner?
Right. I think it's super important to have multi-sport athletes. I'm somebody who has been coaching basketball for a long time, and I've been lucky enough to coach some guys that have won national championships in college. I have a kid who actually just won the GLVT Conference Championship last year as a former player. But to know all those guys played multiple sports, it just shows a different level of drive. And I think at a school like St. Michael, what makes it special is it's a community. Our football team had a run this year. Our football guys have traveled. So they traveled to all of our district games. And we played at 7 p.m. We played 7 p.m. on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on a Thursday night, 2 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. And it was super nice outside. Those guys showed up to every single game. Our home games, football team shows up and shows support. We have football guys on the team, and they're rowdy, and it creates a great environment. So I think the multi-sport athlete part is great because a lot of the students, they show up. Like our girls basketball team came out to our district games. Even other coaches. I mean, we'll see other coaches from other teams. They'll come to the wrestling coaches and football coaches. And so it's just great because it's like we all support each other. And it's like we feel like we have to because it's like being a kid, you go on your older brother's football game or your older brother's basketball game or things like that. So just having the support, it means a lot. And like I said, we have kids who played on JV this year, who played on C team this year, who played on freshman team this year, who got injured, and they still come to practice. We have 2 guys that are on crutches. They come to practice every single day. And then they come to games. You know what I mean? So it's just that community aspect and the support. It matters so much.
RJ Newton, I hope you know how much I respect you as a coach, and even more so as a man who cares about his students, athletes, on and off the court. If you want to check out St. Michael the Archangel, 6 p.m. this Tuesday, tomorrow night, at Green Valley High School. They take on Oak Grove, and Coach, good luck, and I'll see you out there.